Why would I do a CD called Confessions of a Muslim Comedian? And that was the idea of bringing entertainment to Muslims, for Muslims, about Muslims, but for everybody.
I got Dean in my life. Who is Dean? Don't you bring Dean around here?
You know how Muslims get you all hyped up? And he said, brother, you ready to be Muslim? I said, yeah. He said, you know what that means? I said, tell me, brother. He said, you ready to give up the swine? I said, yes, sir. I'm giving up the swine. He said, are you ready to give up the alcohol? I said, yes, sir. I'm ready to give up the alcohol. He said, you ready to give up the women? I said, yes, sir. I'm ready to give up the alcohol. Hey everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you'll know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The ShOUT Show. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Miles, host of the SOS, the ShOUT Show. Hope you're having an excellent Sunday. I know I am, and I just felt like sharing that for those who are really, really familiar with your host, myself, Preacher Miles. You know that I should be in an excellent mood. You know why? Because the Dallas Cowboys lost. And anytime the Dallas Cowboys lost, life is worth living. You could take away COVID, economics. I can deal with all those things. But when the Cowboys win, it's a really bad day for me. But they lost, and they're out of the playoffs. I just want to put that out there for any Dallas fans. And then on top of that, brothers and sisters, let me add this thing. I'm in a good mood today because I woke up grateful. And I mean, when I woke up grateful, I mean I didn't have to work into it and remember the things. I was just happy to wake up and appreciate life, not just my own life, but other people's life. The people who I like to say contribute to my well-being, the people who make me laugh, the people who make me think, the people who make me mindful, the people who say, hey, brother, you need to get out and pray. The people who say, hey, brother, you need to get out and do this charity work. And I'm going to give a special shout out to those folks. A lot of those people who actually here on the show, they come here every day. And let me tell you something. I was talking to a friend of mine, Ahmed Khatib, good brother, lovely brother. I mean, I love that brother. And he talked about, the show. And I said, we're probably easing up on 300 shows come February. And he said, you know what? It's wonderful. It's amazing that you keep it going. And I corrected him. I said, I don't keep it going. I said, other people help me keep it going. It's one thing to say you have families, you have fans, or you have followers or whatever. I really go with that. I always feel like I have family. And I think the beautiful part about it is people have been going along with me on this ride for quite a long time. When we first started the ShOUT Show, we didn't necessarily know what it was going to be. Myself, Satana, we didn't necessarily know what it was going to be. However, this thing just kind of moved along, and just by the mercy of Almighty, it just seemed to congeal. And we just have a product now that I'm really proud of. And I have people that come on the show that I'm very proud of as well. So quick rundown for you. If this is your first time on the show, if you're a Dallas fan and you're on the show for the first time, your Cowboys out of the playoffs. You might as well leave the podcast. They're not going to win out of the playoffs. Good luck next year. Okay. If you're not a Dallas fan, you are more than welcome to the platform, and we appreciate you for not being a Dallas fan. And even more so, if you're coming on the show for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button. It's if you like the show. Let me even expand further. When you come on the show, I don't want you to feel like you have to sit in the back. Express yourself. If you have an opinion, an idea, or comment, express yourself and feel free to put it in the comment section. Because only in the comment section can I recognize you, acknowledge you, your ideas, but also give you a shout out for coming on the shout out show. You know why? Because when you're on the shout out show, you're officially a member. That means you have all the perks. You have all the benefits of being on the shout out show, which means you can say whatever you want to, as long as it's not curse words and as long as there's nothing in support of the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let me go down the line here. We have Sister Sultana, my consultant producer, an amazing individual, a strong sister, hard worker, diligent. But let me say this about Sister Sultana, not to throw any shade about Sister Sultana. She's a very good sister, devout in the community, doing amazing things, helping the Muslim Journal. But there's this little thing about Sister Sultana, and I question her judgment. I question her judgment in important issues. I question her judgment in the ability to understand right from wrong, good from bad, good from evil. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Sister Sultana is a cowboy fan. But I think all of us, we should just make dua for her. Altaf, let's make dua for Sister Sultana that she will embrace her New York Giants or the New York Jets and leave the Cowboys alone. All right. All right. Altaf, good to have you on the show, brother. We appreciate it. You know, I love the topic I'm going to talk about today. I have a couple things I'm going to talk about today before we get to talking about food. Because I'm going to talk about fools when you're just going to switch out the D for the L, because we got a good one here today. We have a good one here today. So, walaikum assalam rahmatullah barakatuh, Brother Altaf, coming all the way from Toronto, people. If you don't know where Toronto is, then you're probably a Cowboy fan. Even more so, I congratulate Altaf for coming on the show because he supports. And I appreciate you supporting. All right? So, okay, got a little blowback from Sister Satana. Boo, she's a Cowboy fan. You want to make the wild for you before or after the show? Cowboy fan here. You know what? We're gonna let you stay on the show, even though you said that. That's no problem. I'll tell if I don't know what your comment is, but hopefully it'll fix itself. So I've basically gone through everybody who's in the comment section, if there aren't any people. And please just keep Sister Ree and her auntie in our duas. Her auntie was sick. She went to Michigan to help out and assist her in her recovery and her rehab. So she has not been back to her home. I thought she was going to be back on the 30th. But she's staying there. She's tending to her auntie. So let's make dua for her. Because, you know, I talk about Ree on the show as the craft services person, the unofficial craft services person for the shout out show. But what I'm saying is that Ree cooks food. She cooks food at her house, and she brings it over and shares food with me. She makes sure that I eat. Now, the best thing about Ree's cooking is that Ree will cook from scratch. She cooks some things like turkey lasagna. She's made gumbo turkey. She's made chicken, you know, and she's done it with just grace and style. And the thing that makes the food taste so good is that somebody's concerned about your well-being. Are you eating? Are you having enough food and your sustenance and things like that? So I appreciate Sister Ree. I'm gonna blow my brother up here on the screen. Hey JT, did I tell you I'm gonna fire Sister Sultana, a consultant producer? I just found out she's a Dallas fan. All right. Well, JT's a Packer fan, so you're lucky, Sister Sultana, balances out. My brother is a Packers fan, and because the Packers are going to the playoffs, that means that while Dallas isn't going, you can stay on the show. All right. So a couple of things, couple of housekeeping things. Current events. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but if you do get an opportunity, go to the Washington Post. You can probably find it out anywhere about right now. We got Sister Ika all the way from Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Sister Ika. How are you? And welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming all the way from Jakarta. Her town is Depok, right outside of Jakarta. So she's tuning in, and we appreciate you. I keep looking on the spot. I keep thinking we're going to get our official research person, Sister Rabina Chaudhry, but you know it's late over there. You know it's 11 o'clock over there, and I have some exciting news that we're going to be doing some syndicated stuff. Inshallah, I'm going to be moving off of StreamYard with the help of Brother Ahmed Khatib, a good friend of mine, tech guy, And we're going to be moving and we're going to strategically start sending the show around the world. We're going to syndicate ourselves. Isn't that exciting? Technology is to the point where we can syndicate our own shows, make sure they get the markets that may like us, get the markets where we can introduce our product. I think it's amazing. So make the wall for that. But you know, for all this technology, all this artificial intelligence, all of these advancements in medicine, you know what technology can't do? Technology can't do home cooking. Technology can't make biscuits from scratch. Technology doesn't know how to make homemade gravy. Technology does not know how to make pudding. Technology doesn't know how to make peach cobbler. And why am I saying those things? Because it's important that we understand food. Food. Not just what we put in our mouths and chew, but what we allow for our diet. I think when we look back about COVID, maybe like 10, 15 years from now, we're going to find that a lot of people succumb to COVID due to bad diet, due to the fact that their body didn't have the nutrients to kind of fight off the first and second advances of COVID, and they succumbed to it. Now, that's not anybody. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. May Allah bless those and increase them and support their families for people who pass away from COVID. But you know what? There's something to be said about our food. So on this show, oh, we got Adam on the show. Well, they must allow up to it, but I got to Adam. Dumplings. Yeah, my granddaddy was a big chicken dumpling person, and I never liked dumplings, but I wouldn't tell him because one time I got sick and he tried to give me turpentine and sugar to make me feel bad. I said, this black man's trying to kill me. I would never share an illness with him ever. But let me say this. I believe, brothers and sisters, because we talk about COVID and we talk about vaccines and we talk about wash our hands. What about our food? Like, what about our food? You know, food outside of the United States, food insecurity, the quality of food, nourishment is a big issue. When you go to Africa, you talk about dysentery issues surrounding food, people who are malnourished. And yet, during COVID, you're not seeing the big numbers. Hey, Ree, I gave you a shout out. I hope Auntie's doing all right. I'll give you a shout out right here. All right. But I'm talking about food that you put in your body, food that allows you to get a good night's sleep. I mean, I know I call it itis, but any kind of food that lets you go to sleep is some real food. I've joked oftentimes about some of Ree's food. I eat it close to the bed because when the itis hits, I want to be somewhere near a pillow. But that aside, the joking aside, I looked at it. I said, man, I wonder how itis would have been. Not itis, I'm sorry. How COVID would have really affected people had we had quality food. Now, dig this. When I say quality food, I mean a green, a protein, water, a vegetable. How would that have been? You know, because there was a time when kids would go to school and you know that little breakfast or that little lunch might be all that they had. And at one time it was robust, but at another time they were literally trying to say that ketchup was a vegetable. Ketchup was a vegetable. And as kids get older and they become adults, it's like we buy into these bad habits in terms of nutrition. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a road comedian. JT's been on the road with me. We've eaten some bad food at some bad places. Only because, brothers and sisters, that's the only thing that was there. It's like hotels. I've stayed in the worst hotels. People go, preacher, you cheap? No, that's what those were the hotels that were available. I stayed at the Quality Inn. I stayed at the Holiday Inn. I'd stay at a place called the Palace Inn when I first came to Houston. I don't ever stay at the Palace Inn. I had to stay at the Ramada. I stayed at a place, brothers and sisters, called the Come On In. You hear me call? I stayed at a hotel called the Come On In. And I came on in. Now, I'm talking about hotels. I'm talking about inns and things like that. But let me begin this talk on a serious note. I believe when you don't have the right nutrition, mentally, spiritually, nourishment wise, that your character cracks. I feel like this here. Your character cracks. You can't make healthy decisions from a sick body. Hear what I'm saying? You can't make healthy decisions from a sick body. Studies prove it. And food, brothers and sisters, food. Food has so much to do with it. So we're going to talk about favorite Sunday recipes, but I want to put this out here because we have a president who eats horribly, horribly. Fast food, late at night, doesn't really exercise. And look at his behavior. Look at his behavior. And if you get a chance, go to the Washington Post, whatever, and listen to the phone call this guy had with the I want to say the one of the voting officials in Georgia, trying to get that person to basically flip the election for him. And it's sad because you're listening to things that are really, really disturbing. That if you didn't hear them, let me say this again: if you didn't hear them, you didn't know. You wouldn't know these conversations happen. And I believe that there's a balance between good food and spiritual correctness, good food and moral judgment, good food and ethical behavior. Okay, enough on that. So I'm going to ask everybody, before we get into food, let me tell you the criteria of your favorite Sunday recipe that you can share. Number one, this has to be a recipe that brought people to the table. Let me say it again, brought people to the table. This is not a run and gun type of deal. This is a meal that you have to sit down and eat. Hear what I'm saying? Sit down and eat. It does not involve being pulled out of a paper bag. It does not involve paper cups. It involves place settings. These are meals. Your favorite Sunday meals involve place settings. And the food has to be dipped out with utensils made of plastic or metal. And it had to be large. Okay. So I've laid that out. Hey, got Brother Ayman on here. What's going on, Brother Ayman? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes, we're going to talk about some soul food. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Soul food is not all black folks. Soul food, they got soul food over in Turkey. They got soul food over in Palestine. They got soul food. My Latino brothers and sisters got soul food. Soul food means something different in every culture. But the one thing it does mean, soul food, is that it pulls families together. Okay. Let me see who I would like to do. I'm gonna pull somebody else here. I'm gonna ask Brother Adam and JT. What are your favorite? Hear me now. What is your favorite food? All right. I'm gonna ask that question. Walaikum assalam. I seen Ayman does some cooking. If you ever look on his Instagram, he does some cooking. So I really want to find out. But what's your favorite Sunday recipe? While you're coming up with that, I'm going to tell you of one of my worst times with a botched recipe that I love. Of course, it was, I might have told you this story before, but it's so horrific that I'm going to tell it again. I was in Danville, Virginia, visiting my family. My cousin Jason was having a Super Bowl party. I happened to be doing a college out there. Jason had his girlfriend. They have a baby. They seem very happy. Okay, that's off to the side. I never, ever really hung out with his lady. We've never eaten together. I've never eaten her food. So I had to put that out there. It was a Super Bowl party. Super Bowl party. Everybody brings something. Well, one of my favorite soul food, one of my favorite Sunday recipes is macaroni and cheese. Let me say it again. It's macaroni and cheese. Let me tell y'all something. This woman made the absolutely most amazing macaroni and cheese. You hear what I'm saying? It was brown. It looked amazing. Why am I saying it looked amazing? Why? because looks can be deceiving. And me with my piggish self, I waited for people to get, macaroni and cheese. What I noticed is that people weren't taking the macaroni and cheese. Instead of me investigating why, I decided, guess what? That's more for me. That's more macaroni and cheese for me. And they walked away, and there was my aunt looking at me, and I almost had a shovel in the pan, putting macaroni and cheese on the plate. And there I was. I ate everything around it, and I left the rest of the plate for the macaroni and cheese, brothers and sisters. This is scrumptious looking macaroni and cheese, and I dipped into it, and I started chewing and chewed, and then I said to myself in my inside voice, "Who the hell?" I feel like Cosby. Who the hell put sugar in macaroni and cheese? That's what I was saying. Who puts sugar in the macaroni and cheese? And I'm sitting here looking at my aunt like, someone put sugar in the macaroni and cheese. And my aunt's like, yeah, that girl put sugar in everything. Brothers and sisters, all I'm saying is, if you're ever in Danville and my cousin offers you some macaroni and cheese at his house, don't do it. Okay, so we're gonna get we got some people here. JT, turkey, sweet potatoes, green beans, and biscuits. JT, those biscuits are homemade, right? JT and I used to go to the spot in Milwaukee called the Parkview Diner, and that lady that had a cook, she's the best cook in the world, even though she smoked when she cooked. She'd be like, y'all want biscuits? I was like, yes, sir. Please don't put no ash in them. But they were the best biscuits in the world. They were big. They were big as a softball. You hear what I'm saying? Big as a softball. The food was so good, I didn't mind her smoking while she prepared my meal. All right? That's for real. That's Milwaukee. That's Milwaukee for you. Iman, Iman got favorite food. Steak, medium to medium well. And shrimp on top of linguine with Alfredo sauce. Next time in Dallas, I'm going to take you out for some. Oh, there you go. Oh, there it is. There it is, Hyman. Can't forget a side of mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm here to tell you, brother. I'm here to tell you, brother. I might have to take you up on that. I don't eat red meat, but I might go ahead with that shrimp on top of linguine. But I'm going to tell you something. Sister Reed she makes a heck of a turkey lasagna. You might want to check that out. Oh, Reed's going to give us her favorite. My favorite is T-bone steak with shrimp loaded, mashed potatoes with shrimp and crabs. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all, I ain't never taking y'all out to eat because y'all expensive. I can't do that, but you know what? That does, even though I don't eat red meat, that sounds amazing, Reed. And when you cook some, please take a picture of it. I won't eat it, but take a picture. I'm going to put it on the show. Sounds so scrumptious. All right, watch this. Hey, Sultana. What do Dallas fans like to eat? What's their favorite Sunday meal? See how I work that in? Adam, don't tell. Is dumplings what you like, Adam? I have to ask. I have to find out. Okay. All right. I'm very expensive. That's all right. I'll take you out. Ain't no problem. Tell Derek I got him covered too. All right. So let me tell y'all really, I have two dishes. One is like I can cook anytime, and these dishes I can cook. And I'll admit, I don't know about you, but I have gotten away from cooking. I got away from cooking. I don't know why. I was just on the road so much, and then you develop bad habits. I'm trying to get back into cooking because what I know about cooking is cooking brings about something that you have to practice your whole. You know what cooking brings about? Patience and planning. And I think patience and planning have so much to do with our personal ethics that we forget about it. Where do you learn about patience and planning? How many of y'all remember when your mother made a cake and what did you do? Two things. Number one, you wanted to lick the batter from the whatever batter was left in that bowl, you wanted it, and she would give it to you. That was number one. And then two, you have to wait for the cake to rise. You have to cook. Remember turning on the little light, looking inside of it. Oh, that cake's not done yet. We all did it. We all did it. But I mean, it's funny. The small things that come about This idea of food and eating and dining, you know. And in some regards, I feel like we've lost that because everything's fast food now. Everything's fast food. Like if I were to drive to my house, right, just in a mile or two stretch, you will see easily 6 to 7 fast food offerings. 6 to 7 fast food offerings. On Annapolis Road, there's Crunchy Chicken, there's Pizza Hut, there's Taco Bell, there's Wendy's, there's Andy's, and then there's another place that does fast food. That's just on one road, brothers and sisters. What's it saying? Never enough dumplings in the soup on Sunday. That's cause Adam is West Indian, so it's never gonna be enough of that. You need to tell him that, Adam. I'm West Indian. There's never enough dumplings for West Indians. I'm here to tell you, but it's all right. Now, Reese says I cook everything. I just love to cook. Yes, I like to bake. I'm a baker. I'm a baker. So start thinking about your favorite dessert. Altaf says, anyone a fan of stuffing? Altaf, I'm a fan of stuffing, but I only really get it during Thanksgiving. And I don't know if I just have a taste for it then, or I'm just waiting for one Thanksgiving to the next Thanksgiving. Because what I'll do is I'll eat it, and then I'll eat it up, and then I'm waiting to the next Thanksgiving. I will go to the grocery store and pass stuffing. I don't even know how to even keep stuffing in business, but it'll be there, and I'll walk past it, and then it won't hit me till like Thanksgiving. I really want some stuffing. What you got here? What you got here? Chicken fricassee and spinach or tuna melt. All right, Dallas fan. All right. Why don't you get your tuna melt with a little star in it and make the star out of tuna? I couldn't resist sometimes. But that chicken fricassee is serious. It's serious. Okay. Yolanda's chicken pot pie. I had it once, Jay. I think I had it once a while ago, and it was extravagant. Yolanda is JT's wife, and she's an excellent cook, brothers and sisters. To the point where she'll cook stuff that you normally don't eat, that you'll say, like, I don't eat that. But when you see it prepared and cooked up and presented, you be like, I'm gonna take a little taste. That's how her food is. Ree's food is like that too. Cause you be like, I ain't gonna eat this. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and then I ain't gonna eat it. Or I'm gonna try it, and then I know I'm not gonna like it. I'm like, well, I don't like. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and eat this because other people might not like it. I'm trying to save lives here. It's the reason and the rationale. Got a little time here. What's your favorite dessert? Sister Ika likes all food. She's cooked, but she makes cakes. She makes and sells cakes over in Indonesia. And if you're ever over in Indonesia, Jakarta, look her up for cakes. Go to this town of Depok and say who makes the best cakes, and it's gonna be Sister Ika, brother sister. So check that out. Now, just so you know, I have a couple favorites. One I really really eat now because I don't eat red meat. But when I made it I made it a couple years ago, and it was phenomenal. Um, I like chicken liver and gizzards. I like chicken livers and gizzards. Only problem is it's hard to kind of find it halal. But I like chicken livers and gizzards in gravy, homemade gravy. I'm talking about put the onions in the pan, get them nice and brown. I'm talking about putting that flour in the water and making that gravy and pouring it all over there. And if you got some rice and some potatoes, don't even call my house. I'll be over. Okay. The other one is my world famous, not my world famous, but my mother and my aunt make amazing salmon cakes. I mean, amazing salmon cakes. They're the size of a baseball mitt, and with I usually eat two of those with potatoes, fried potatoes. Let me shout out. What's going on, cousin? Good to see you, brother. My cousin Donald Foster. Don and my cousin Don lived in my grandmother's house, and he could talk about those. Hey, Don, tell him about those beef liver, and gravy. You grew up on that. We grew up on that. And I said I don't eat red meat, but if my grandmother said I made you some beef liver and gravy, I eat it. I ain't gonna lie to you because I'm not committed like I should be. JT said he likes some chocolate for dessert. I do as well. Altaf, I don't know. Do you make pound cake, or does somebody in your house make pound cake? Now, let me tell you about a person who make pound cake. Now, man, may Allah be pleased with it. That was my aunt, Christine. We called her Aunt Dut. Aunt Dut was about 3'2". No, I'm just kidding. She's about 3'6". But she made. I'm joking. She's about 4 foot. She's 4 foot. She's 4 foot. Amazing cook, but she made. Hey, Nook, Don, back me up on this. She made some of the most amazing pound cake ever, ever. I mean, I have a cousin named Kenny. Uh, One Christmas, she made me a pound cake for my birthday. I was home from college. I'm not gonna lie, and she made it for me. That was my birthday gift and my Christmas gift. And my cousin Kenny took a piece of it, and we about to fight on 5525 7th Street Northwest. But we worked it out. She talked me down. She talked me off the ledge. Okay, what you got here? You make grilled chicken for people's orders. Okay, all right. We got to open up that restaurant. Sister Satana, German chocolate cake. Is that what Dallas fans eat when they lose and they don't get in the playoffs? I'm gonna ask somebody. Cousin Don, you know what I'm talking about. So listen, I'm gonna wrap the show up, but a couple of things. I want to make sure I say, and they're say, I'm gonna ask everybody to make a little bit more of a concerted effort, starting with myself in 2021, to make home cooked meals. To make home cooked meals, because I believe that the fast food and the quick as you go and the Jack in the Boxes and it's almost like I told you, staying at bad hotels. And I stayed at everywhere from the Holiday Inn, the Comfort Inn, to a place called the Come On Inn in Kearney, Nebraska. Listen, how you eat, where you stay, affect your mental state. It affects your spiritual nature. So I'm gonna ask everybody to please make sure that you work on, cooking your own meal. Cooking your own meal. Now, I'm saying cooking your own meal. You know why? Because you don't have to catch it. That's gonna be another show. It's gonna be another show. And my people, I'm not too far removed from watching my grandfather eat rabbit. Yeah, exactly. You want some of this? You're like, hell no, I can't spell rabbit. I can't eat it either. But I'm sure I ate some rabbit I just didn't know back in the day. But brothers and sisters, work on that. Think about it. So Sunday potluck is gonna be a real Sunday potluck. And that'd be a great show. We all cook something, and then we brought it on the show, and we showed our meal. I think that'd be so. Tanner, hook that up. You ain't got nothing else to do to play out the Cowboys out of the playoffs, so you got plenty of time. Figure out how to do that show. There you go. Reese says German chocolate cake is her favorite. Nook, what's your favorite? Well, I'm sorry, Don. It says Donald Foster. My cousin's name. We call him Nook. Nook, what's your favorite, man? I like, I'm gonna throw this out here. Okay, it wasn't my favorite, but it was my favorite to go food. Uh, my cousin and I used to have to. We not used to. We used to love to go to York County Fair in Pennsylvania. And what I love about York County Fair is my aunt Ruth and my aunt Ruth and a couple of my aunts. They made travel food. You heard me say I had to stop at truck stops as a comedian and get a turkey sandwich or whatever, or tuna. I was tuna sandwich out of a truck stop. I'm taking my life in my own hands. Yeah, my uncle bought my cousin's potato salad. You will fight over it. Cousin Frank, we call him Cousin Bruh. I know it says bra, but we call it bruh. You gotta put an H on that. That's from Sanford and Son. Cousin Bruh's potato salad is the bomb. I'm here to tell you that. But I'm saying, brothers, those meals are important meals. Those meals are family meals. And I think in 2021, it'd be cool if we get back to that a little bit. Where we at the table, women, we're having conversations about what's going on in the community. And we could talk each other off the ledges. We can kind of disperse with the foolishness, quote unquote, the fake news, and get back to real things that are important. Family, career, faith, positivity, future, career. Those are the things that are better. Like I said, travel food was the best too. My aunt Ruth would make they fried chicken the night before. And here's the travel food. Back me up on this. They fry it I felt like they fried 15 chickens. They put it all in aluminum foil, and you get like a boiled egg, like 2 boiled eggs, and a piece of chicken, 2 pieces of chicken rolled up in aluminum foil, and a Pepsi. And I don't know how many years I ate that. I mean, God forbid something happen and my heart go out, because I'm afraid they're gonna open up my heart. It's gonna be a Pepsi can inside of it. But my point is, it was the best. It was the best. And what I say about this, and you guys know what I'm saying, all that food, brothers and sisters, was made with love. I trusted my aunts to make that food. I trusted my aunt Dirk to make that pound cake. I trusted my aunt Ruth to make that chicken. My cousin Bruh, his name is Frank. You know what I call it? When I'm home and I can get by, I call his house Frank's Place because he's one of the people who still does Sunday dinner. Frank's Place is a famous reference to a show that was on TV. It was only on a show. It was only on one season, but with Tim Reed, it was called Frank's Place, and it revolved around a restaurant down in New Orleans. So I gave the name to my cousin. I called him up and said, "Hey, what you cooking over at Frank's Place?" He usually has chicken and smothered chicken and rice and vegetables. And I go there and eat, and I enjoy it. So I'm going to bounce off, but I'm going to throw these comments up here. Agreeing on making more home cooked meal, but there's a difference between independent food places, mom and pop and chain. Yeah, I do. So you know what, Adam, you make a great point. Support Muslim and Black owned businesses. Support mom and pop places, because that is true. That is true, because they do take it out of the house, and so I'm wrong on that. So let me admit to everybody, you know what? Adam is correct, and we do need to support those people. I know when our Johnny Thomas will tell you that we in Milwaukee, we supported all those places. Parkview Diner, what's that spot off of Capitol, JT? We used to go there all the time. We had a bunch of places, man. It was like you had bars and you had little eatery places, man. It looked like people set up their kitchen in their living room and serve food, but loved it. So let me give these comments right here. Reed said, yes, chicken, bread, food, hot sauce. My mother, there you go, liver gravy, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, peach cobbler, carrot cake. Man, you don't make them, Ma. She don't make no carrot. She don't make no peach cobbler, no carrot cake. She'll fry a half dozen chickens. Liver and gravy, she makes good liver and gravy. Macaroni and cheese is the bomb. Uncontested. So listen, brothers and sisters, I hope you enjoyed the show. And in this whole thing, I just want everybody to know that, like I said, 2021, I really want us to get back to community. I really want us to get back to talking about what makes the we stronger than the me, if you will. And we want to get back again to politics. So this is really a breakout for politics. A return of power, powering our communities, if you will. And one of it is that Sunday meal. So God bless. My mom said also a new stomach. Yeah, I need one, a thinner one. So listen, everybody, God bless you. I hope to see you soon. We will be back on the Shout Out Show sooner than later. And thank you so much for tuning in. Sundays are usually quiet, but you guys had it hopping today. So I appreciate you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's Preacher Moss, the SOS. Take care of yourself.
Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your Shout Out Show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next Shout Out Show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarif Attar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifattar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.